All right, we're back here with week number 10 edition of Stable Talk. The regular season's rapidly drawing to a close. I'm Kevin McCloskey, as always with Billy Woodward and Mr. Chris over here. We'll call him the Great Pumpkin. Chris Rayner. I'm going to start with Billy again. Billy, what did you see up in the booth tonight? What are some things that stick out to you about this game?
One of the things that I saw tonight that I really enjoyed and saw was when the JVs came in that second half again and got a score and also managed to keep them off the board again. 107th regular season shutout for a Southwest Stallion football team. And when you 2 weeks in a row keep them off the boards in the second half, and in this case tonight I think it was only the last quarter that the JVs really got to be in there and play. That tells you we're kind of well-rounded. We got some kids that can play football and can back up the starters.
Yeah, I was pleased. And by the way, the final score was 49-0, another shutout. Chris, before the game, I went down and listened sort of to the post-game, huddle or whatever down there with Coach Dempsey. He was focusing on getting off to a fast start. In fact, he referenced back to the Richlands game where we failed to punch it in on the opening drive, gave them a little bit of life. Tonight, three straight scores, three quick scores, kind of put the game out of reach right away. That's obviously something important for the Stallions to do, just kind of put the nail in them early.
It did, and we also showed tonight we're not just a run-only team. They were keying on BJ, loading up the box. We threw a ball deep several times. What did we end up with passing yardage-wise?
Well over 200 in the first half.
Yeah.
So in the first half.
I mean, for Southwest, that's approaching record potential there. Probably not, but close.
Yeah. But it's a good game.
And we showed that we can, go over the top with it, and that's what we need to do whenever they're loading the box like that.
Yeah. I'm going to tell Foster to put some sticky stuff on his fingers because he could have had one and walked in the first half down there. That's for sure. But,
and that would have added to the total. Big now
time.
You were talking about the shutouts. What is this? 5 in a row?
5 in a row. 107th. Regular season shutout for a Stallion football team.
Yeah, but back to the passing game. Yeah, we spread it around tonight. Jerick Foster, who number one, help me with the names. I'm sorry.
Isaac Anderson.
Isaac Anderson caught a long one. Chubbs caught 2 or 3.
Yes, and then the Kendrick Foy.
Kendrick Foy, that's what I'm thinking. Caught a big touchdown right at the half. That was a big one.
Right.
One thing I was very proud of, or not proud of, that's not the right word, but happy to see, is that they did not, to my knowledge, did not go after BJ in any negative sort of way. They played hard, Trask did, but there was no intent to hurt him. What I thought honestly thought there could have been.
I didn't see any cheap shots. I'm sure there's some chatter, but I didn't see any cheap shots or anything like that, going after the knees, anything like that, as far as we can tell.
Yeah, and BJ played great. To me, BJ has really shown his durability. Number one, he's shown his durability. Number two, early in the season, he put the ball on the ground a few times. He hasn't put the ball on the ground at all lately. And tonight, he was able to pound out. He had 2 long touchdowns called back, unfortunately, but he still ground out the yards, and he said probably ended up with well over 100.
Well, I think we're going to see him in around 120, 125 yards for this game. He had 49, according to my Jethro Bow team at halftime. They had pretty much stopped him the first half, and that was their game plan tonight. They didn't want him to run all night long. They had a pretty good idea that the Stallions would have other weapons, but they were not going to let BJ be the big man tonight.
Yeah. Now, as expected, I checked the score. Croatan was up pretty big on Pender. So going into next week, two teams would both have a shot at winning the conference championship. But somehow, Chris, why don't you explain sort of what could happen there, how things could work out for the Stallions?
Well, the worst we could have is co-champions, but they still would get the number 1 seed by beating us head-to-head, and we don't want that. We won't win it outright. I don't think there's any other team with just 1 loss in the conference anymore other than Croatan, so that would be for the conference title. Yeah,
and seeding's starting to get important. It looks like right now Walsh Rose Hill's up pretty good by 2 scores on Clinton. So, as the playoff seeding's coming along, that bodes well for the Stallions.
And all those teams in that conference are beating each other. Yeah. So that's helping us out seeding-wise.
All the way around.
Yeah, so I'm going to miss the game next week. I know you guys will be there. I want to challenge all the Stallion fans. I know it's a pretty long trip, and unfortunately, like I said, we can't make it. But be there, support this team. One more win, we should win it, but anything can happen, and it needs some support. So, guys, any parting shots?
Make sure you go to Croatan next week. Lots of good victuals on the way. If you need to know where, let us know.
Yeah, Chris knows every hole-in-the-wall joint between the mountains and the coast.
If he doesn't, Phil Shepard will tell you what the rest of them there, that's for sure.
All right, well, good night, guys. We're signing out. Stallions improve their record to, I think, 8-2 overall and undefeated in the conference with the 49-0 shutout. Good night.